All right. Howdy. Jill. Jill. You look like it might be cool where you are. So tell us about what happened after last week's session for you.
Last week was a huge breakthrough shift for me. I don't really know how to explain it, but I don't need my breathing reminder anymore. It's like the air is breathing me. And I don't know why. It's just all of a sudden, like, if I don't breathe, I'm like, oh my God, I'm dying.
That's where we've all been, right? That's where we've all been. Yeah. And we were so used to it, we didn't fucking know. And now, okay. So what else is different?
I feel complete. I don't know. It's really weird. Oh, hi, Wendell. Wendell also feels complete.
Wendell loves it.
He does, actually.
He's so glad.
He actually loves you. I don't know if I've ever told you this, but like if I have your thing on, he's like on the computer, on the phone, whatever's playing you.
Smart cat. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Got no more to say. Smart cat. Usually it's dogs. Usually it's dogs that dig me, but hey. What's up, cat? I love you too. I'll pet you someday, probably.
He'd like that.
Hey! Oh, that cat's a little too cool for me. Those just don't usually work for me. The cats that are just like, look, I don't fucking need you. I don't care. I'm gonna do my shit. Go find a dog and pet the fucker. You know, that's why I pet dogs. But anyway, all right. So you saying that just sparked something, Jill. So I'm glad I asked. All right. I'll just hit all over the bush today. And those of you who really feel perverted and want to make a sexual reference out of that, I'm going to forgive you. And I'll do my best to just understand. So I'm just going to go all over the place and hit the things that I feel. One of them is that I came up with an idea of a freebie that I'm going to do for everybody who has actually come out and done a one-on-one with me, whether I've flown to them in whatever country or whether they've flown out. So I was making my list today of this bonus gift awesomeness that I want to do for everybody that's ever done a 4-day one-on-one with me. And then I thought, well, why not extend it to the people who actually did small groups with me, including Andrea. So what if I give it to them too? Then I thought, I could actually do this and give it as a gift to the people who have done Freedom7s with me too. Now I'll probably stop there because if I give it to anybody else, then I'll just be giving it to fucking everybody. Okay, and I got nothing wrong with that. It's just that you guys have gone deeper with me. So I'm going to turn my AC on, then I'll share it with you if I feel like it. Sabrina, do you want to get on the call?
Sure.
All right, I'm going to add you real quickly. Well, I'll share the link with you in Facebook Messenger. All right, Sabrina's still here. She's ended up staying for like 2 weeks with us. Another one we just couldn't get rid of. And I'm going to share the link with her real fast. You guys bear with me. I'm being extra professional today. All right. So she'll be on with us in a second. So, we did, I shared with you guys the video about how to maximize your results, right? Remember that? And I have been kind of back and forth sharing, and I'm making notes as I go here. I'm in a place of inspiration. So today, just bear with me. It's going to be awesome, right? We haven't done a session that wasn't awesome. So I'm telling you, I'm like winging it. I'm all over the place. I'm going to make some notes, and I'm really focused on this huge gift that I want to give to everybody. All right. All right. Okay, so I just got inspiration about how to make this gift even awesomer. All right, so talking about since I'm telling you guys first, I'm just totally taking the liberty to do this the way I want, like I usually do. All right, when I did that video, when I did a session with Nina, and I was talking about how to maximize your transformational results. How many, by show of fingers, how many times have you watched that? Each of you, how many times have you watched that? How to maximize your transformational results? 3, 2, 1, and none. Jill, you haven't seen it yet. Oh, you have seen it. Oh, at least 3 times. Okay. Okay.
Brian?
Yeah.
There's actually something wrong with my account. Every time I go into there, I just get the survey and I can't go to anywhere else, just the survey. So I can't even get to that video.
Okay, please message support@briandridgway.com.
I have. I've talked to Wayne a few times about it, and he can't figure out what's going on with it. So I don't know.
Let him just create a new account. Ask him to just create a new account with a different email address for you guys then.
All right, cool. Sounds good.
Yeah, that'll work. All right.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, man. So here's the deal. I'm looking at what is working the absolute best. And there's no question that the breath is at the root of it. And you guys hear me say this a lot, but I don't care. And it gets truer all the time. And my mission, as it has been every time I've said this, my mission is for you to get the absolute most. Hey, there she is. Hey, Sabrina. Long time no see, girl. Hey, watch this.
Hey, everyone. It was a long commute for him to get over here.
Okay. So my mission is for everybody to get, and that's you, of course, everything that you can possibly get that you're ready for and you want out of every session and out of every program. And there's literally no ceiling. So for Jill may say, you know what? After that, I'm done. I don't need any more Brian's bullshit. Fucking unicorn helmets. Fuck you, man. She might. Or she might say, I'm going to Hawaii now, because from here, those 4 days, who knows if there's no ceiling. And I've never worked with anybody that I couldn't help keep going beyond. We have a certain length of, I was going to say time. It's not really about time. It's about us. We take the time. It don't take time. We do. There's a certain amount of time, interactions, interplays, and stuff. And then we kind of step out of being in hell all the fucking time. And for some of us, man, I'm working with some clients, y'all. I'm working with some people that you might be it might be understandable if you looked and said, Brian is working with that person. Like, what the fuck's he going to be able to do? And I watch people, no matter how far gone they are, no matter how much water under the bridge they are, if they're open and they're willing and they're still able to breathe, I can reel them back in with their help. Of course, they have to be reeling as well. Okay. And there's some case studies and some testimonials coming. You guys are all just going to be like, holy shit. And I also work with like unbelievably amazing, powerful people who have got their shit together in 8 or 9 areas of life. And there's other areas where they just haven't done, haven't had their breakthrough yet. And so no matter how, quote, low or, quote, bad off somebody is, if they're willing and they're open, I can help reel them back in. And no matter how high and awesome and free and powerful someone has already become, I can help them go way beyond. And I haven't hit anything looking like the beginnings of a limit yet on either side of that equation. Kind of trippy. So here's how I look at it. A couple things I've never even talked about before. So this is great. This is yummy. When I, over, those 30 years that I was doing my inner work, and I thought that I was so fucked up, I had this vision of a tree that, in your life, have you ever seen like a tree that grew around barbed wire, or that had like something in the way and it kind of coped? But you can tell the tree is not like exactly necessarily the happiest, like, oh shit, that might have hurt. Okay, cool. Almost everybody. I'm talking about when you're not on psychedelics, you guys. Anyway, so I had this image of a tree, of myself basically being like a tree that got so fucked up in the very core that maybe nothing was ever going to work. That's how I felt. Can anybody relate at all? Earlier in life? Yeah. Oh, wow. Is that some gut wrenching, kill me now shit? Okay. And this time I don't want you to raise your hand. I just want you to kind of give me that knowing look that no one else will notice, so you can stay hidden if you want to. Anybody ever feel now like there's anything that still isn't working and like it really ought to be, and is this ever going to change? A couple of you guys are even nodding. Okay. All right. So I can relate. So here's the thing. I told healers, mentors, therapists, coaches, animal sex pervert coaches that tried to help me out of my squirrel fetish. Everybody that I went to, I basically said, listen, I'm so fucked up. And I just want to get to what I call baseline functionality. I just like to not be in hell all the fucking time. Today, I don't believe in hope. I almost never even use the word. Like hope means you believe you can't do it or you wouldn't be hoping. Okay. But back then, can I have a little bit of hope, please, that something could ever fucking work and that I'm not a fucked up ruined tree that got so damaged at the core that I'll never heal? I called it baseline functionality. And for me, baseline functionality means no longer feeling like we're in hell all the time. And I kind of can navigate without being an utter, total, complete fucking retard, misery, suffering shithead. That was baseline functionality. And after my miracle, January 3rd, 2011, around 10:30 in the morning, sitting beside the tiny little bathtub-sized swimming pool. After that, I was like, yay! And then I faced more shit. And I had some of the deepest areas of my life that weren't moving. If you want total and complete transparency from me, here it comes. At this point in my life, I have achieved baseline functionality, and I'm happy actually most of the time. It can happen. And I still have a few areas in my life where I'm saying, okay, I really would like to feel more powerful and clear about my own ability to get myself to move in the direction that I want to go. And sometimes I find myself feeling like, okay, this area, I would like to experience more of this. And I'm going to begin to move in that direction. And then I've noticed up until this moment, myself not actually doing what I said I would do. I'm going to have to delete that part of the video. I don't want anyone to know. Yes, sure I do. You guys know what I'm talking about, don't you, Rosemary? Okay. So I have good news and bad news. The good news is there's no such thing as good and bad news. And the bad news is there will always be more. I believe as long as we're in Earth University, there's always going to be more. And the really great news is that we can reach baseline functionality to where now I look at those areas of my life and I actually know. Now you want to feel relief? You want to feel, oh shit, it's actually working? I actually know that those things are moving and that I don't have to push and I don't have to worry about it. Bring a tear to my eye just thinking about it, y'all. A tear of joy. I don't have to worry about it anymore. It is moving every once in a while. Okay, process. Who here loves the fact that almost everything takes time in a process? Who here loves that every minute? No, we want shit changing now, today, now. Ooh, I have the insight. Everything will be rosy rainbow sparkle ponies from this moment forward. No, shit don't happen that way almost ever. Almost ever. And I have come to the conclusion that we don't want it to. Our deepest truth doesn't want it to. Okay, so Jill, what you said, wow, I actually crossed the line where now instead of trying to make myself breathe, I'm fucking breathing. And when I don't, I notice. Okay? Jill's been around with me for a while. And she keeps showing up. And every time she shows up, there's a little bit more Jill showing up, if you know what I mean. And now this is a turning point. And so in watching and in doing what I do and in helping person after person after person, I know I'm touching on so many different things here that I've touched on so many times. And as I said, I don't care. Just let it in, let it in. I promise you, every sentence I say here will have relevance to you from some angle if you just breathe and let it in. I promise it will. Especially those of you that are helping other people. Okay. So helping, can you imagine seeing the way I see? Can you imagine hearing the way I hear you? Those of you that have watched me stop people at 4 words enough times by now, can you imagine what I must have clear in me to be able to do that at the speed and the rate and the consistency that I do? Have you ever seen me miss? Okay. And it's not a matter of superhuman. It's a matter of allowing my superhumanness in and through more than most people. That's all it is. We all infinite, unlimited beings. And when you do something for 10,000 hours, paying attention, you develop mastery that nobody else has. Period. Period. When you spend 10,000 hours or more paying attention and asking insightful questions, that leaps a quantum leap. And when you have programmed into your own being questions that actually matter to you, i.e., how is this happening for me? As compared to, why is this happening to me? See, how is this happening for me is not a remotely similar question to why is this happening to me? There is no similarity. It looks like some words are in common there. No, not a bit. And when you drill in, how is this happening for me? How is this happening for me? How is this happening for me? And suddenly something happens. And instead of you perceiving that the shit has hit the goddamn fucking fan again, instead you perceive, wonder what kind of miracle is right on the other side of me feeling this next feeling that's coming up. Ooh, baby. See, some of y'all are starting to get a little taste of that, ain't you? I see some starting to happen. Well, I don't know, Brian. When I signed up for Freedom7, I was sure that by the end of the first session, you would have all of my stuff completely solved and I would just be flying on rainbows. Nope. I don't know. This is the second or third program Jill's done with me, and she just learned to fucking breathe. And how much do I preach this shit, right? How much do I preach the breathing? So it's a progress. It's a process. It's a movement. It's a curve that is actually, you know, the story about the elephant and the blind man, and one like felt the tail and one felt the leg, and you guys know that picture, right? Okay. So we all know. Okay. Here's the simple, shortest story. So these three blind, and there's a million variations of it. Doesn't matter. Three blind men introduced to the elephant. One walks up to the tail. One walks up to one of the legs, and the other walks up to the trunk. And the first blind man grabs the tail and says, "Oh, the elephant is like a snake, you know, blah, 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 blah." And the third one grabs the tusk, whatever. And the second one walks up to the leg and says, "Oh, it's like a tree trunk. The elephant is like a tree trunk." And the third one grabs the tusk and says, "Well, it's like, I don't know, like it's a fucking horn or something. It's trippy. Let's make a fourth one who finds the ear. Oh, it's like a fan." Okay? You get the point. All right. Well, we all see through the limited perception that our paradigm allows. And it's a little different than anybody else's perception based on the variables of our own perception, of our own paradigms and beliefs and rules and values and all that other stuff. So for everybody meets their process in a different way. And when we realize we're on a curve, everything is actually a curve, and we just see the curve, we don't realize one of the biggest realities, which I was talking to Sabrina and Brenda, who left for the airport a little bit ago. That curve is, if we just back up a little bit, that curve is actually part of a spiral. So in life, at the level of awareness we're at, you could say that we're like a sphere in a way. So we're the whole universe. Man, this is coming through clear right now. I hope everybody's breathing. You know what? This is way too good. I'm going to save this for the next program that I'm going to charge a lot more money for. So let's get back to what we were talking about. No, I'm just kidding. So in a way, you could say that you are like a sphere. Now, here's the entire universe going out in every direction. This is all just perception, and it will also help. And you're a sphere, the size of which is dictated by how much of yourself you have let back in, because it's all yourself. Making sense? All right. So here you are, this sphere. And then you meet your next enemy, the thing you've been avoiding, the feeling you didn't want to feel, the thoughts you didn't want, the reality that you were sure was wrong and bad and fucked up. And you meet it and you go, "Oh shit, shit's hitting the fan of," and then you say, wait, how is this happening for me? And you breathe through it and you move through, and all of the knowledge, information, and wisdom that's ever been, all the knowledge and information and wisdom that's ever been and will ever be, and all the power that creates endless, unlimited universes, projecting out of eternity into time and space as you, that was contained within that topic and within the frozen emotion in your body on that topic that you're now getting a chance to feel, and that was frozen in your physical body as that sensation that was probably on its way to showing up on x-rays. And all the stuff in your mental body, all the thoughts, and all the shit, all that energy, all the knowledge, information, wisdom, and power and creative stuff that's ever been and will ever be, that was tied up in that thing that you're sure is a badness. As you meet it with what's in this for me, and instead of flinching or resisting or pushing it down or calling it a badness, you actually breathe through it and reintegrate it. All that frozen energy that was locked up inside of you becomes free again, becomes infinite, unlimited resources, and begins to loop through your system again now as infinite possibilities, and your resources, the sphere that you are, just expanded in that process. Man, that's some good shit right there. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay. Everybody seeing that? Ooh, next level, baby. So now here you are. And then guess what? This new expanded you gets to meet the next thing. God damn it. Only if you're breathing bigger and you're even more present, you have a higher probability of meeting it as what it is, the next miracle, which they all were the whole time. Oh yeah, those hemorrhoids, that was your miracle. That spinal injury, that was your miracle. That asshole that told you he loved you and then left, that was your miracle. That friend that stabbed you and then twisted for a little, that was your miracle. That business that failed despite your best efforts to save it, that was your miracle. That was your, every one of them is your opportunity to meet the part of yourself that you cut off and walled off. Oh, remember when I said very recently, I said the great, and it was in this Freedom7 too, that this came through. The number one activity that almost everybody is engaged in, the number one energy expenditure that everybody on this planet is engaged in the majority of the time, is the act of endlessly creating ever more complex, convoluted structures to prevent yourself from seeing and knowing that it's all you and all yours. That's such a fascinating, clever statement. Don't I sound smart when I say that? And it is fascinating. It's amazing. But you know what? It's also fucking true. Profoundly true. And it is an utterly life-transforming revelation when you let it go beyond another cool quote. What's that thing Brian says? What's that thing Einstein says? I love that quote. I haven't thought about it, but I love it. That sounds smart. You let that shit in? So in a way, this is what I'm talking about today is the reclamation process for reclaiming resources that you have previously invested into incredibly convoluted, complex hierarchies of structures designed in order to prevent you from seeing and experiencing and knowing that it's all yours and all you. It's like, I think I would like to pull some of those structures that I've been using to make it look like it's not on me. I'd like to dissolve some of that shit and let it back in. Ooh. Man, best session ever. Damn. This just takes it totally to the next place. All right. I could continue. I'm going to divert just a little bit, beating around the bush here. In doing this now with person after 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 person, crazy people like Sabrina coming to my house, one after another, after another, after another, issue after question, after challenge, after opportunity, after miracle. You know, I've started to notice some things. And I've noticed that I'm still noticing things. And I notice that it gets clearer every time. I have never said what I just got done saying. That last 15-minute piece. Total capstone on everything I do so far until I sit down with the next fucking person who brings up an opportunity of a challenge in a different angle that when I help them navigate it, everything shifts on a whole nother level of simplicity and speed. I love the fact that you guys are nodding. I totally know you're with me and I know you're getting it. I know you're seeing it. So, being that my mission, I talked a little while ago about having questions running in the back of my mind. One of my questions is, how is it that I'm living the most miraculous life ever? And why am I letting in more every second, every minute, that everything's mine and everything is me? With that question running in the background, I'm pre-framing. I've never studied NLP, though I've heard a couple powerful basic concepts, and one of them's pre-framing. I'm pre-framing that it is happening for me. So that's already running in the back of my mind, whereas for almost everybody else, things are happening to me, and they have been for a long time. So that's the pre-frame that most people meet it with. Another one of my things is, and I know this is a how question, and I don't always advocate how questions, but you might feel what's different about this one. How, what means are available to me to help people to have bigger, faster, deeper, more lasting breakthroughs? Like, how can I deliver even higher value and service and benefit to the next person in the next session? How can every session I ever do be the best session ever, literally? How can it just continue to expand into more awesomeness every time? The next session that I do, how can I make absolutely certain that I gave every single thing that I could possibly give to that person to their level of readiness, so that they could get everything that they want and are ready for? That's always running. Now, what would happen if somebody had a question like that running all the time, and they were constantly working with people, helping them to wake up and step into more freedom? Can you imagine? Watch. Watch and breathe and listen and let it in. So here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing what I just shared, and I'm going to make another note about that. All right. So I'm seeing and feeling the most powerful elements of what I do, the keys, the core. Keep breathing. And I'm seeing the things that leverage these results. Concept here. Force multipliers. A military term that's been brought over to the business world, and I'm applying all of it to the transformation of consciousness world. A force multiplier is something that takes what you already have and makes it multiples more efficient and or effective. Okay, so I'm always looking at and looking for and letting in force multipliers that make everything work more better, more faster, more bigger, more efficiently and effectively. And what I was thinking this morning was, what I was feeling last night and this morning was, I would like to do a webinar, a special session for everybody that's ever come out and done a one-on-one 4 days with me to help them multiply their results. Now, everybody else that I know who does anything, even though they don't, not doing what I do, but who does 4 days with people, who do events with people, who do programs with people, every one of them that I know has an ascension model in their business, which means if someone does an hour with me, I immediately offer them hey, here's my $3,000 program. And everybody who does 3,000, I immediately offer them my $12,000 thing. And everybody who finishes their 4-day program gets an invitation at the end of the 4 days. Hey, for $40,000, I'll work with you for a few hours every month for a year. Everybody I know in business does that. And it's brilliant. There's nothing bad or wrong or manipulative or selfish. I mean, people think what they think. That's them. That's how they hold themselves back in business, by judging other people what they do in business. I just literally haven't turned my mind there much to think about it. I've just been sleepwalking, helping people. I started out doing one-on-one sessions without upselling anything. Any business mentor would look at me and say, dude, how fucking stupid, Mr. Level 5 consciousness. You might want to think about your business a little bit, and people want more. You guys ever notice that? People will get experience, but they want more. I haven't been upselling. I've been letting people buy. Now, I am going to continue doing that. However, I've been contemplating expanding larger offers that let people who want more exposure to me, who want to go further, who want to go deeper, actually do it. What a beautiful thing. And so I was feeling to just simply give more value in this way. You know what? All these people that have done 4 days with me, if I do a free bonus webinar for them, I can help everybody get way more results. And a lot of what I'm doing today, hell, stuff I did today with you guys, I didn't have yesterday or last week or last month or last year when they came out and did 4 days. I could give them so much more and help them go so far beyond. Totally selfless, totally sweet. I'm such a wonderful person. And then I thought, well, you know what? If I do that, some of them might want to go further still. And maybe I could make an offer. Like if I give a free session to everybody, I just can't be more transparent, you guys. I just can't. You'd be seeing only the tapestry if I decided to be any more transparent than I'm being. So here's my whole thought process. Okay, I could do that, and then I could just make a light offer at the end. Anybody want to do a year-long program with me? What if I made it so stupidly affordable you couldn't say no? Anybody want to do that? And then we could have a year-long program where we didn't have any limits really on time and depth or height of how far we could go. I'll bet if I had 10, 15, 20 people and made that offer, 2 or 3 of them would probably want to do it. Now, I don't know if 2 or 3 doing it at the price that I was thinking about offering it. I don't know if it would be worth it to me to commit that time, but I could just find out, right? Well, as soon as I got on this session and started talking to you guys, I thought, wait a minute, I could actually share it with everybody that's been in Freedom7 too. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a 1 hour. Yeah, right. A 1 hour free bonus session to take the highest level stuff that I've ever done. The most recent stuff, that self-love process of going 10 million years in the future. Okay. That's been fine tuning every time I do it. And I haven't done it with everybody. I've been following their timelines. Let me drop in one more thing, right? I realize that if I got invited somewhere to speak for 10 days for 8 hours a day, that would probably be the only way that I would be able to get out everything that's I would probably be able to get it all out in 8 to 10 hours over a 10-day period, 10-day seminar, probably get it out. Or maybe a 500 or 600 page book, maybe 700 pages. Might be able to get it all out. Everything that I want to give, everything that I know would be the most comprehensive, complete, and still concise and organized way that I can give everything to help someone just say, you know what, I'm just going to start here and I am going all the way to total personal freedom. Every tool that's needed, every technique, every insight that's needed, and it would work for basically anybody that applies it. So 10 days or 500, 600, 700 pages. And I actually want to give that to everybody that wants it. And I also like eating, so I prefer to do it as business rather than just giving it. As soon as some billionaire shows up and says, dude, you're the coolest fucking healer, guru, hippie, weirdo I've ever seen. Here's $10 million. Just work for free. I'll do it. I still will charge, but I won't get the money. I'll just say, here's how much it is. Donate it to whatever you want. So as long as the person has money flowing out, they'll pay attention. So by doing this, we lift the time restrictions. I don't end a 7 or 8 week program feeling like I want to give them another free session because I have more to, help them get further. And every time I end a program, I always look at you guys and I love you so much. And I see how far you've come and I'm celebrating. I'm like, you know what? I ain't had anybody unhappy yet. I haven't had anybody say, I didn't get my money's worth out of that program. I don't think anybody's thought it yet. I don't think so. And I know we can go further. I know we can go higher. I know how outrageous there's no ceiling on this. There is no ceiling. And how fun it might be to do this only with people who have been that far and that deep. So I'm not covering, okay, here's beginners and here's, So this free session that I haven't set a date for yet, I started thinking about it last night, made the decision today, and it's developing while I'm talking to you beautiful people. Probably 1, 2, 3 hours, who knows, a couple hours. And it'll be 97% content. And then I'll take a couple minutes explaining what the offer is as soon as I know what it is. I'm thinking like a session every week or 2 for a year. And maybe something, it would be cool to add an event on top of it. To do that though, then obviously I would be charging more because there's a lot of costs and a lot of time and stuff involved with doing events. We still haven't mapped out the one in Sedona. We need a couple hundred more people on the list. So I'm doing things in December to grow that, just as a little minor update. All right. I'm going to go pee just so everyone knows. And I'm going to breathe for a minute and I'm going to find out what's next to share with you guys. Okay. Everybody breathe. And if you have a question, if there's something you want to know about what we've done for the last several weeks, whatever there is, I'll be right back. Howdy. I'm back. Okay, I'm going to open up for questions in a minute. I got a feeling. I'm so glad I did that. This thing about still having things not quite moving the way we want. Okay. So I know things about each of you. Right? I do. I know things about each one of you. I know some of the areas where you have been wanting to move and not found yourself moving to the extent or the rate that you want. And it's a whole nother freaky cool dynamic that some of us are actually in business together now, which that adds a whole nother like, whoa, damn. Okay. And it's miraculous to me. It's beautiful. I get to help on so many different levels and I get to see. And fortunately for you guys, you know, I don't judge, you know, not at all. And wow, I'm going to really take a liberty here for a minute. You guys, everybody does agree. I know in the past you have. I just want to check in. Everybody agrees that I over deliver. Is that true? Everybody agrees on that? So, okay. So, you know, sometimes when I take a liberty, I just take a friggin' liberty. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is session 8 of 7 anyway. I think it is. I am so fucking professional. God. If I had a business coach, they would just like beat me, probably. Okay, so you know, I'm just gonna say this. I'm not gonna tone it down. I'm not gonna diminish it in any way whatsoever. If you guys don't like it, bitch at me later, or bitch at me now, and I'll mute you. Because I have the button. So everybody knows, to whatever extent, like that Davey and I got involved with this superfoods business a couple months ago, and some of you have expressed interest to whatever level you have. Some have gotten involved. And when I say that it is the biggest miracle that has ever shown up in my life, that is so not a small thing. And I got to say, you know, I have not been involved in any other business other than Level 5 mentoring for 7 years. I used to go from industry to industry. I was in multiple industries at the same time, creating business increases and stuff for years. And for me to be focused like this, people would bring me, okay, here's another thing. Imagine even though my reach isn't that, I'm not like touching billions of people yet. Still, I got a decent audience and growing, about 10,000 people on the email list. So you can figure with the exposure I get, can you imagine how many things I get pitched? Brian, if you would just look at this thing. And for 7 years, I have said, I love you. Thank you. I'm not going to look. And I don't doubt that it's amazing. I don't doubt that it's worth it. I don't doubt that it could be beneficial to me. And I'm just barely keeping up with my own business. I'm not going to allow myself to be distracted with anything. Thank you. I love you. Don't bring it up again, my friend who I love. That's how I've been for 7 years. This company was brought to me at least 10 times in the last 2.5 years. And every time I was, wow, there it is again. I keep hearing great things about it. Nope. Then because Renita was here and 85 pounds overweight and could barely get her large ass up into my lifted 4Runner at the airport, Okay? She knows that. No offense. I love her. She loves me. We're all good. And because she could barely walk, and because she said, fuck 4 days, I'm doing more. And Dev said, hey, why don't we do a 10-day cleanse? Like, let's guide her on this thing. So I said, okay, after I check out the products. And after I checked out the products, I said, I'm doing the cleanse too. Because I had never seen anything like it. I have never seen anything like it. And I am Mr. fucking Nutrition. You guys have no idea, and I'm not going to linger on this topic enough to go there. I'm actually bringing up the business to go to a couple other areas of help and movement and progress, because it's been revolutionary for me when I said yes to this. The things I've seen and learned and expanded through myself, and the way I get to interact with people and see their stuff on this topic. Money, business, success, fear of success, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of reaching out and communicating with other people. Rosemary, that incredible gift that happened for you and me about you going, wow, I was scared to fucking ask my dad for money, and I haven't been asking for money for the past 50 fucking years. Wow, man. I mean, that's revolutionary shit right there. Who knew? Who knew? Keep breathing, y'all. You're beautiful, by the way, just so you know. I'm watching people reveal, as I share this with them, as I share the most revolutionary, next level foods, superfoods, nutrition. It's so next level that people can't comprehend it the first 5 or 6 times they're told about it, because we don't have any frame. Like, come on, it's fucking food. Like, okay, it's a little, it doesn't have poison on it. Okay. Oh, no. When we understand that plants that have been grown for 6,000 years without being modified have their billions of years of wisdom and knowledge of our inner landscape, foods that have been genetically modified to make us not only sick, but to make us fucking stupid and miserable. Who knew? And for me, everybody loves to say, it took me I always say I took 2 months. Now, I thought after my first phone call with Sarah, our expert, guide in this thing, I thought after my first call and I asked her my 7 or 8 biggest health questions, I was blown away. And this was the best thing I'd ever seen in my life. Couldn't believe it existed. And then after the cleanse, we went over to Oahu and met with the owners of the company, and I learned things that I was like, okay, now I've got it. This is 10 times more the best thing I have ever seen in my life. It is the most revolutionary company, the most revolutionary products. This can change the fucking world, and it's the only thing I've seen that addresses the GMO and pesticide chemical consciousness dilemma in this way without being against anybody. Like, whoa, man, what a miracle has fallen into my life. Couldn't believe it. And now 2 months later, I think I get it. Because last night I spent a few hours with one of the owners of the company again, and I listened to Sarah share even more, and we talked about what's in the products and the history of the products. Boys and girls, listen, this is not a pitch whatsoever. And if it was, I would say it's a pitch. I'd say it. I don't have any problem with it. I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing. I'm seeing people meet the greatest miracle, something you guys never, I don't use the word need, right? This is the closest thing to a need. Air, clean water, clean nutrition. Top 3 essentials. Everybody has unlimited air available. Now, people choosing to live in cities ain't getting the best air, sorry. People that are not making some choices about the water they consume, they're not getting the best water, sorry. And when you contemplate the effect of air and water on your body, and none of us do, almost ever. But if you did, and you really understood what air is, you begin to understand what it is and what it represents and what it can do in the body. And if you meet your body with 5, 10 times more air than you have been, and if you give it time to do its magic on the breath, and you meet it with presence and gratitude and appreciation, the difference in your life can be utterly, totally, and completely miraculous. And you guys are beginning, I say this with respect, you're beginning to scratch the surface of getting it. And Jill just had a, oh, damn, he might not be totally full of shit moment here that's changing things dramatically. Water, the same thing. When you let that water swirl through clean, pure, living, sparkling, rainbow loveliness through every cell, cleaning the way it cleans everything else, it can change your consciousness, your emotions profoundly. And I, for the last 20 years, have been studying nutrition inside and out. I'm way, I'm probably in the upper 1% of knowledge, beyond the fray, above the argument of all the debates that are mostly bullshit, distraction. Okay, I'm probably in the upper 1% of nutritional knowledge and what makes valuable products, etc. What makes valuable, powerful foods. I didn't know shit. Fortunately, I spent 10 days with Alberto Villoldo, possibly the greatest living shaman, last December, and had some insights that prepared me for what I have in my hands now. Living, conscious, raw, love-grown, mineralized, pure, conscious plants. Who the fuck knew? Okay. So, I'm recommending to everybody, you don't have to join me. You don't even have to join the company that I'm working with. If you don't like me, join somebody else in the company. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Join Rich, for God's sake. Okay? There's some outrageous benefits and aspects of being on our team, as you might guess. Having it be a level 5 thing, holy shit. And we're barely scratching the surface. We're barely getting started. Okay? Your skepticism is not serving you. Your analysis is not actually serving you. It's not. Your fear is not actually serving you. It is showing up as a potential serving, something that you move through that fear and you will expand your sphere. And I'm just getting a chance to see brilliant, amazing people in my world who become fucking retards when they're presented with something new that they thought they knew something about. Okay. Myself included. Oh, wow. I thought I knew something about this. I thought I knew something about this industry. I thought I knew something about companies. I thought I knew something about products. I thought I knew something about nutrition. I thought I knew something about plants. So I guess to wrap this phase up, I want to share a piece of something I've shared with the last several people that sat down for 4 days with me. And that is air, water, you know what? I'm going to pause because Sabrina just typed something in the chat here. And we pretty much hog-tied her and forced her on these products basically when she got here. I can tell you all these products are incredible. The combination of Brian's work while being on these products, eating totally clean, has been life-altering for me. I was having trouble walking with so many health issues and pain before coming here. Yeah. Yeah. This all is one thing. This is all one thing. Thank you, Sabrina. So here's the deal. Here's the deal, everybody. Who's still breathing? Anybody breathing? Okay. Check this out. Air. Can't deny that one, can you? And it's kind of like ubiquitous to everything. Water. Who fucking cares, right? Who cares? Just water. Let's put some more plastic in the ocean. Whatever. Dirt. Anybody ever notice dirt? Now, those of you that are choosing to live in cities might forget about dirt. I don't advise it. And fire, sun, light, air, water, dirt, fire. Now, there is some ethereal, non-physical something also that, you know what, we don't have to, we all know that we have life in us, whatever that is, whatever life is. We know that there's some called etheric or whatever. It doesn't matter. Well, let's just call it the question mark, the magical, mystical question mark in the midst of the air and the water and the dirt and the fire. There's that mystical question mark. I don't have a name for it. We don't need. I think naming that shit actually removes us from it rather than helping us. So we just established that that's there. We agree. Did you ever notice that you are sun and dirt and water and air? You ever notice that? So now might be a time to do it. Now might be a time to be aware of it, to actually, for us to wake up to this. Now, ultimately, we are that mystical question mark that makes air and water and dirt, makes them manifest out of eternity into time and space. But while we're here having this experience, you ever notice that you're having an experience? You ever notice that you haven't found out how to stop having experience yet? Shit's continuous, ain't it? You ever notice some of it you like and some of it you don't? You ever notice that sometimes it seems like you might be able to influence and have more of what you do want and less of what you don't? Who likes being sick? Who likes being tired? Okay, none of those are on the prefer to experience list. So check it out, guys. We're here having experience. We can't stop, apparently. It's continuous, and some of it we prefer and some of it we don't. Now, I just summarize life on Earth like maybe the ultimate bestest it's ever been. I will pat myself on the back later if no one else does. And we project into this reality that almost all of us are surrounded by four walls: concrete, steel, and heavy metals, and electrical signals way more than green and dirt, sunlight, and clean air. And we have fallen asleep, my friends. This nutrition aspect. Now, I'm going to keep going anyway. I just want to check in. Is this okay with you guys? That I'm taking this turn? Is it okay? Because I'm going to. I'm going to. I had a realization last night driving back across the island, me and Dewi and Sarah and her daughter. I had a realization, and I was thinking about it a little bit yesterday. It really came together in the last 24 hours. You know, when I first started level 5 and I was looking at what I was going to do, I saw level 5 parenting, and I still do. Level 5 relationships intimacy and sex. Some people say yeah to that one secretly inside. Level 5, communication, sales, and business. Level 5, health and body. I saw it from the very beginning. And I've spent the last 7 years finding the best, purest, awesomest products on the planet that I could find in different categories. And it wasn't unified, and it was not fucking convenient, and it was not cheap. Kat loves this topic, just saying. And from this moment forward, this nutritional aspect will be involved in everything that I do. In everything that I do. Andrea, when you guys came out and we did the event together, there was a lot of green juice, wasn't there? A lot of green juice. We were doing enzymes. The best nutritional stuff. Whenever I work with anybody, and they're here with me, we always include the highest, purest nutritional support that we can. And it's foundational. Has not been convenient up until now, until I found this freaking miracle company. And what a miracle it is. What a miracle it is. And Rich and Kate, even with your enthusiastic nodding and agreeing, I say this with infinite respect. You ain't scratched the fucking surface yet. If you think it's a yes now, you just fucking give yourself another month or two and keep watching the videos, keep listening to Dave Sandoval speak, and let that inspiration come in. Okay? So I'm telling you now, this nutritional stuff is going to be foundational. Air, water, dirt, sun, as pure as it can possibly be, and everybody will be having expanded results. Now, if I could find a way to enforce, you can't do a program with me unless you're consuming these products, that would actually be in everybody's best interest, and it would be a business advantage for me as well. I'm not going to do that until I figure out how, but I am going to be preaching about it. I am going to be speaking about it, and I'm going to be teaching on it. And I'm going to bring in some absolute pinnacle world leader teachers on this topic. And, you know, I don't know if I said this or not. Here's the wrap of this conversation. I might have said this sentence, and if I haven't, if I have or haven't, I don't give a damn. I'm going to say it now anyway. When I met with Alberto Villoldo, this dude is amazing, beyond amazing. He is living it, he's walking it, he's talking it, and he is changing his world with it on a huge level. And he said, we will do well and we will be wise to begin to stop viewing food as calories and begin viewing it as what it is, which is information. Now, a lot of people, understandably, would hear that sentence and have that reaction of, wow, sounds so smart. That's profound. Where's my Cheetos? Okay? You think about that phrase a little bit and let it sink in. Information. Millions of years. Forget about our bricks and our concrete and our steel and our wires and our squares and our cubes and our fucking screens for a minute, which is replacing life for most people. It's replacing connection, communication, presence for most people. Exactly. Rosemary just said, wow, I keep experiencing more infinite wisdom every day. He's so correct on that. Okay. So Rosemary, this part of this is for you. I mean, this is for everybody. And this is, I knew even as I started talking, a part of this was for you. these plants are us. And we've been evolving on this planet under that sun with this dirt and air and water for millions and millions and millions of years, which is something none of us can comprehend, even if we pretend to. We've been evolving with the plants as our brothers and sisters, literally. They make the compounds that we are. And they hold the wisdom. They hold the wisdom that we have forgotten. And it's so interesting that you can have a conversation with a cucumber or a deep meditation with a broccolette. I'm not even going to go into what you can do with celery. For those of you who are waiting for me to go there. God, Sabrina, you're such a pervert. I saw that it was on your, yeah. No. Yeah. I'm not saying it was celery you were thinking, but I'm just saying. Fun with vegetables, I call it. And how about if I go a minute further into this and I actually get super weird? Is that cool? Would that be cool? There's been a multi-thousand-year conspiracy to distance us from plants and make us forget. You think it's possible that that could be true? Almost everybody. What you got, Jill?
Forget what? Make us forget what?
That we are basically plants and that we're one with the plants.
Okay.
There's been a multi-thousand-year conspiracy, intentional and massively funded and focused, not some sloppy, haphazard little thing on the side. Okay, why do you think that tobacco is so maligned and so slandered and so vilified, and almost everybody who sells it? Exactly. And on this side of the equation, that's how we're experiencing it. Okay? There are civilizations that consider tobacco our grandfather, and that it holds tremendous wisdom and insight and answers that we can communicate with. So a couple of you guys are nodding about that. Ayahuasca, mother vine. Now, think about something I've said a few times before. If you tie all the umbilical cords that have ever been cut, if you tie them back together, tell me that shit ain't a vine. Yes, it is. We don't like to look at that. Oh, can't we talk about something else? That's why tobacco got infused with toxins. That's exactly right. Don't use that. We need you guys stupid and gullible. Now, let us love the part of us that wanted to distance us from plants. I'm not saying that any of us are making them bad guys. I'm just saying let's make damn sure we don't. Monsanto is deeply, deeply confused, deeply troubled, and deeply confused. And they're just as sure that they're right as you and I are sure that we're right. They're just as sure that they're right. And can you imagine the conflict that they feel in their deepest places and the pressure that they must be using to push those awarenesses away from themselves? And if we push back against them to any extent or make them bad, we make it, quote, worse for them. We don't move it in the direction we want to go by making them bad guys, even in our minds, even for a millisecond. They are terrified and they are confused. Guess what? The only thing that is going to handle that, the only thing that is going to manage that, the only thing that's going to alter that is us loving them because they're us. That's the only thing that's going to make a difference. And we can't even do it with the purpose of changing them. We have to just do it with the purpose of loving them. And guess what? If we're eating shit, we're not going to be very resourceful or very clear and present in how to navigate these situations. Now, just so you know, I'm not joining the Save the World brigade. The world don't need our saving. I'm joining the what kind of world do I choose to live in and what do I prefer to experience brigade. I look at the possibilities of the ocean being unswimmable. At that point, it's pretty much game over for humans anyway. No big deal. We just keep on going. And so I'm kind of digging having a body. How about you guys? And what if I'm in a body for another 30, 40, 50 years? Man, I want to feel good. Marijuana illegal. What the fuck? Really? Because you can do things with the plant that would make oil obsolete. Absolutely, yes. Do a little bit of research. A good buddy of mine is very, very active in the hemp world and has done the research. So, in a way, to a great extent, this is an invitation for a return to our plant family for those who want it. And the beauty is that the plants have the love, among other things, Rich, among other things. One of the most beautiful things is that consuming, you got that right, Sabrina. One of the big things about this is that consuming high consciousness, love grown, raw plants elevates our consciousness as much as it elevates our health. Oh, those plants have been talking to us the whole time. We forgot how to hear their language. We got focused on only visible light and only on our physicality and completely hypnotized here to where we think this is reality. All right, very last piece of this. About a year ago. Oh, wow. What the hell? Me and time, man, just forget me and time. This was almost 6 years ago. Holy shit. I had my first and only ayahuasca experience, and I am absolutely going to be having more ayahuasca experiences. It's not something to play with. It's not something to be casual about. I had wanted to do it from the time I heard about it. I waited 7 years for the perfect opportunity. Everything was on. I felt total peace and clarity, and I did it. And during that experience, see, they tell us that those are hallucinogenics. They make you see what isn't there. They help you see what is there again, because we ain't making enough DMT anymore to be able to experience those things due to this multi-thousand-year conspiracy against plants. And during this experience, I communicated with a couple trees very, very clearly. I know, sending them in with the white coats to come get me. I know. I had some conversations with other plants, and one moment that stood out to me, I looked out. It was evening, actually fairly late at night, and I looked over and I saw two trees that were really waving in the breeze. And I had the thought, wow, look at the way it's so beautiful, the way they're dancing in the breeze like that, like the breeze is moving them and swaying them. And one of the trees basically said to me, no words, it was a total telepathic connection. It said, no, we're moving the breeze so we can dance. And when they felt that I got it, they both busted out laughing and I busted out laughing. Never forgot that moment, obviously. We're blowing the wind as much as the wind is blowing us. And Jill, you kind of started out by saying your thing. I feel like the breath is breathing me now as much as I'm breathing the breath. That's been true the whole time. If the universe is your body, then you cannot say, I am breathing the air. The air is breathing me, I am breathing the air, and we're one dancing together. Now, what would it be like to get back into our total oneness on a planet where all the waters were clear and the air was cleaned and everybody was eating? Everybody that wanted to had unlimited access to raw, organic, high consciousness plants. So, yeah, this will definitely be a constant focus and theme through everything I do from now on. And what a difference. You want to say something, Rich?
I was just going to ask you personally if I could share this video with my mom. Not share it over the internet or anything, but just sit her down and let her watch this, because
Absolutely.
she's on the fence with Purium, and she wanted to see something from you about it. So
awesome. Well, now that I've had, yes, absolutely. And now that I've had these couple months and these repeated exposures to actually understand, I did my couple Facebook Lives on this topic. Those of you that have got involved because of those Facebook Lives that I did. I didn't know shit when I did those Facebook Lives. And it was enough for you guys to go, the next one I do, there won't be anybody on the fence. They're either running in or they're running from, and I'm totally cool, because we don't want to dance with anybody who don't. Just imagine dancing with somebody who don't want to dance with you. It would be impossible for me to recommend highly enough that you begin to shift your choice to more air, the cleanest possible water, and the highest, purest possible non-GMO, organic or beyond organic, raw, as fresh as possible live plants. Okay? I haven't gone vegan yet. I might not. I'm way more. And since I started on these products, I actually am eating about 50% of the food that I was. Yep. Okay. Wow, didn't know I was going there. So, and I'm glad I did. Any questions or comments, thoughts, feelings, fuck yous? All right, Rich.
This has just been awesome, like just incredible from beginning to end. This whole session, this whole Freedom7, just awesome. I can't say enough. I've grown so much in these last, well, I guess it's been 9 weeks, maybe 10 now, but personally, I just feel so much better, so much more confident going and doing a lot of different things that I was not confident with. That being said, there are some things that up until now I'm still moving through, and I'm sure I will. But thank you so much. You've been just this incredible mentor from beginning to end since I've known you. And it's not end. It's just from the very beginning, you've been this beautiful mentor, and I just can't thank you enough. I just can't.
What he said. There's a lot of love here for you.
Yeah, we love you so much. I mean, even our kids are like, what's Brian doing now?
Wow.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Give them a hug for me. Give each other a hug for me. I'll be hugging you guys in Hawaii soon. I see. I know.
Yes, we'll be out there in February.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
I appreciate it massively. Questions, comments? Rosemary.
So this week I've been feeling incredible sadness. I got on your live stream the other night, and as soon as you started to talk, as soon as I got on, you had already been talking, I started crying like crazy.
The free one, the public one that I did. Okay.
Yeah. And what I've been doing is crying and breathing and loving the part of myself that has this feeling, and not trying to make it be about anything, like not trying to figure out why or anything, just trusting and knowing that this is sadness that's been blocked and needs to come out now. Any other suggestions?
I have first an observation that might be beneficial enough. I discovered maybe a year or so ago that when we cross the line to where we begin to cry without having a reason, when we begin to cry, I'm going to mute you just for a second, Rosemary. We may talk more. When we cross the line in our lives, okay, so I'm going to go backwards for a minute. Almost everybody says, well, I'm sad because. It's betrayal, it's abandonment. We have all these labels and all these things, which tells me we're actually in our mental body avoiding being in our emotional body feeling it. So we're talking about the feeling, okay? And then, well, I'm sad. I saw a dead dog on the side of the road and I was sad. Or my friend passed and exited her body and I'm so sad. Or any of the reasons. You guys, everybody come up with the last 3 times that you got sad and feel what you think what you were sad about. Or Rosemary and Sabrina, what you were sad about. And here's the thing.
The
whole time.
Oh
my
I
God.
can't say out and about anymore regularly.
We love it. So we don't know. Here's the thing. We don't know what we're sad about. Listen to me, guys. I have talked about this before, and this is a huge thing, and it's so on target for you right now, Rosemary. We think we're sad about this and about that, and we really think we are, because and we have a good reason for it, don't we? That happened, and I'm sad, and every time things like that have ever happened, I'm sad, so it must be because of that. It has nothing to do with that. Coming up on 2 hours again here. I was going to do an hour this time. Okay, check this out. Sadness is sadness. If you were to right now, those of you, when you watch this replay, here's what I want you to do. Right after I say what I'm about to say, I want you to stop the video because I don't want to take the time for it right now, but I encourage you to do this. After I say this, I want you to pause the video and then do the exercise that I'm going to say, okay? And then play the video and then pause again. If you will bring up an issue that you know you're sad about, you know you are, and you always have been, and you bring it up, and you feel the sadness, and you feel the sadness, and then you move away to where you drop the thought and the thing that it was about, and you just feel the sadness, just the sadness. Then think about something when you were really little. Now I'm going to talk like normal people that you felt sad about. Okay? And feel the sadness. And really feel the sadness until you let go of what it was about. You will find, to your shock, amazement, and wonder, that it's the exact identical feeling. No difference whatsoever. Now, you guys, I see a couple of people nodding. You're getting this intellectually. After you do it, you're going to be like, oh my fucking God, I cannot. It's just sadness. It's just sadness. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing. It ain't because, it ain't about, it's just fucking sadness. Now, this is profound craziness here. And then here's where this gets really awesome and beneficial. I have made this discovery that when we cross the line to where we have evolved enough in our consciousness, we've released enough gunk, Brian has caught us saying that shit enough times, we actually start to feel sad and cry without knowing. You guys remember the whole knowing thing? Without knowing what it's about. When we cross the line to where we can cry and release without knowing what it's about, we are making real fucking progress now, baby. Because up until now, you knew what it was about. Your infinite, unlimited being doesn't know what anything's about. It just is, experiencing and navigating in effortless grace. And this is a step. Stepping into the place where you begin to feel your sadness with no knowledge, no idea, no reason, no it's about this and about that. Got it? Powerful shit, Rosemary. You're in that place now. You are in that place where you're beginning to just, wow, you know what? I've released enough. Brian has helped me release enough. I'm in the habit of just basically shitting while I'm walking. I'm releasing gunk everywhere I go. Yeah, you'll never get that image out of your mind. It ain't sleepwalking, I'm shit walking. You have reached that place of beginning to release without trying to, without needing to, without meaning to. And the sadness was up and whoosh, may just be a little one raising her hand. That's exactly what it is. And she don't need any more. She knows that if she taps, you'll let her express. She doesn't need to scream anymore. Ooh, graduation day. Of course, that just moves to the next grade of awesomeness. Helpful, Rosemary?
Very helpful. Thank you.
Different perspective, huh?
Yeah, very different perspective. It's just feeling really I feel wonderful.
Yeah.
Even feeling sad is okay.
Yay. You're on the fast track now, babe. Andrea, what you got?
Where's the microphone?
Oh, I'm here. I had already unmuted you. You're good.
So my thoughts are, why do I like the Freedom7s? I was so glad to see when you started when you created them, because I used to love the other programs and was always happy to be in them and always followed them diligently week after week. And I just love the connection. I love from when I first met you, I had stuff come off of me. The first time I signed up for the program at the time, for the first program I signed up for, the minute I signed up, I had stuff coming off of me.
I had to move out of the way. I remember. I'm just kidding.
I felt the program brought me energies that I did not have access to before I met you. And I met you, I was fortunate to meet you in person and watch your spell break in person. And I knew back then that you were for me, that this was it for me. And I'm somebody who has spent less than $100 on self-development ever.
Wow.
It was always me and my higher self. You know, I had a few mentors, but it was nothing to speak of financially. So when I came to Hawaii, I was ready. It was just at a point in my life where I was ready for a deep shift within myself. And everything had fallen into place and happened for me to come to Hawaii. So much happened for me in Hawaii. And the way you took care of me and Carol, and you set the stage for us to have our experience, the beautiful place we stayed at. I'm a world traveler. I've probably spent $300,000-$400,000 on luxury vacations. So I'm used to butler service. I'm used to the whole 9 yards, free champagne galore. This was that or more. It was incredible. And what's even more incredible is that it was the perfect thing for me. It was the perfect thing for me. You see, it was like you presented the 4-day experience to me on a silver platter with a smorgasbord and say, what would you like, my dear? Just choose what you would like. And it was just that part. Hi.
I gotta go pick up the kids.
Love you.
Hello.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Hi,
honey.
bye.
I just loved our conversation.
Yeah.
I'll message you as soon as we get done.
Good to see you. Nice to hear your voice as soon as I walked in, Andrea.
Yeah. Hi, Day. We love your earrings.
Mwah.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
See you in a bit. Love you.
Bye, babe.
All right, I'm with you.
Yeah, so the 4 days were beyond what I could have expected. It was everything I had hoped for before I went. And I'm probably still processing. And after I came back,
yes. Forgive me. I got to say this. Guys, take what she just said. Take that sentence. I'm still processing what happened months ago in Hawaii. Yeah. Take that, breathe it in, and just say, I'm setting the intention right now. I don't fully know what everything that means or implies, and I'm trusting, because that lightning bolts went for me when you said that phrase, Andrea. We will talk more about that later. Thank you. Everybody, you get that. I'm still processing. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Andrea.
Yeah. And in my opinion, if somebody would ever feel, oh, I didn't get what I really came for, or, well, I wish it would have been more, I do believe it's a limit or the person would choose to put on themselves. And I said that to myself. I said, why am I accepting and allowing everything to happen for me that happened in Hawaii? Why am I allowing everything in? Why am I allowing everything that happened for me in Hawaii in? Why am I allowing it in? Why am I giving myself permission to accept it? So there is no limitation. The only limitations that there are is what I put on myself. So, and then of course the breathing. So the way I see my transformation this year with the Freedom7, with my trip to Hawaii, is that it facilitated a major unraveling. It was really like I was in a ball of yarn, let's say, for instance, and the yarn has been coming off of me and off of me and off of me, and I'm starting to emerge. And it was a major letting go, a major, really like coming out of an eggshell and being reborn, so to speak. And I feel I'm still within that phase. And things have happened for me financially too. My broker account has grown very nicely. I'm refinancing my house, which is a miracle in itself, because I would not be refinanceable to the average Joe Blow mortgage lender. Okay. So that's a miracle. The guy is a miracle who's helping me. We found a miracle solution for my situation. And money is really showing up for me. And I asked that too. Why is money showing up for me in ways that delight and excite me? Why is love, joy, and happiness showing up for me in ways that delight and excite me? And so, so so there is another, something else is gelling with should be popping out any minute now, the egg is cooking. And so I feel that I have so much resources that I can utilize now. A couple of weeks ago, I put together a laser printer in my house that's been sitting in my garage for 2 years. And normally I'm the person who gets upset, fuck this, call somebody, or take it to somebody who can do this. I did this myself. Just by applying myself and breathing and focusing. So what else is possible, right? With breathing and focus. I was so shocked in a way that I accomplished this, and it's a working printer now. So that's what this has been for me. And every time I'm on the Freedom7 session, I release things, or mostly I have to go to bed after these sessions and stuff comes out of me. Last week I had the chills, and I had to run to the store, and I was running in and out of there so fast because I was so cold, and I just think there was a lot of stuff moving. And so that's what it's been for me. The experience in Hawaii was just beyond fantastic. And it's not only because of what you delivered and who you are and what you normally do with everybody. This was so custom tailored for me, even with Carol being there. It was just such a custom tailored, what can I bring this person, me, so I would get the most out of this? And I feel it's bigger than you, and it was just unbelievable. So, I mean, not unbelievable, it was fantastic.
Beautiful, Andrea. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, girl. Okay, so I want to say something about Andrea too. Like this is your third Freedom7, is that right? Third? And she was in a couple of the conscious creation programs, okay? Guys and girls, you don't know what kind of insanity and pain and confusion has been inside of the person that you're looking at. Me? You don't know. You don't know the madness and the pain and the agony and the confusion in the depths of Andrea. that has been there. We look at the person in front of us and we're like, oh yeah, just like me. Yeah, and you're fucking crazy. You're fucking crazy. The madness, the sadness, the anger, the confusion, the conflict, the stuff that we are in such outrageous denial of. Because we have to be, because you can't be consciously crazy. And to see, when I met Andrea, and guys, come on, you guys know. I look at people and I just know. And I was like, wow, she is so powerful and functioning so highly. And there's so much pain inside of this woman that she has better than many. Like drill sergeant, okay? Drill sergeant badass. You don't know that person's dying inside. And hearing you communicate and the way you're communicating, Andrea, and how far you've come. Oh my God. Just beyond amazing. And I celebrate it. Okay. Now I don't mind crying. I cry a lot. Rich and Kate, when you were talking, tears came to my eyes and I just chose to keep breathing rather than just, letting it all flow out. It's still here, still happening. Same thing, Andrea. Really touched and really grateful. And I'm appreciative. I'm superhuman and unbelievably badass and miraculous like everybody else. And guess what? I'm still playing the human game. And I'm really grateful that I was able to do, and Davey and I did, what we did with that event, and that you saw it and felt it and appreciated it and are still expanding from it. How awesome. How awesome. Okay. Anybody else? Was your hand going up a few minutes ago, Sabrina, or was there a bug nearby? I didn't know if you were. No? Okay. Anybody else? Anything else? Question, comment, closing statements? What you got, Kate?
I was just going to say that I was totally on the same frequency with Rosemary this week, and even this session, just out of the blue, start bawling. I don't know why. I don't even fucking care anymore. I just know that it's been happening a lot and something's moving, and I'm ready. I know it's the shit that's there or whatever. I know that end of it, so I'm just ready. I love it. And thank you, Rosemary, for sharing that.
Thank you, Kate. What was that, Rosemary? I just unmuted you.
I said, what if it's just sadness? What if it's not shit?
Yeah. 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 Okay. So I'm going to wrap it up, everybody. Best session ever. Best session ever. And I'm going to make a request. I'm going to make a request that everybody, each one of you, when we end the session, please make a testimonial video actually now. Not tomorrow, not the next day. Nobody has to. I'm going to love you whether you do or not. Okay? Coming off of this experience and just speaking from the heart. You don't need a script. This time you don't even need bullets. Okay? What about Brian and what's different about his work compared to other things? What about this program? The value delivered, the incredible, impeccable, next level professionalism. Because that's actually what it's all about, is the professionalism. Results, how you're feeling, and why you would tell someone else if they wanted to break free, why you would suggest this crazy shit. And I'm sure that within the next few days, I'm probably going to create the next Freedom7 for anybody that wants to be in it. And I know also within the next few days, I'm going to create this webinar. I might do it today. I have I have network marketing trainings that's coming up in 2 hours. So I may do it today, setting up the webinar for the extra bonus for everybody that's been through more advanced programs with me. Oh yeah, thanks Rich for the Insight Timer video. Everybody that doesn't have your breathing reminder, except for Jill, who just graduated. Until she ever forgets, if she does, she could add it again. Everybody go through the video Rich made, download Insight Timer. We're not affiliates. Rich, you can, if you want, if you have the link convenient, I actually do if you don't. In fact, I'll just give it to you, Sabrina, because I have it. I was actually making a video. I'm going to put a little beginning on your video, Rich. Thank you for doing that, man. Super helpful. And it's so simple thing, such high leverage. It's going to be so beneficial. Everybody having a 15-minute chime going off. Okay. A beautiful sound, a bell, a tuning fork, crystal bowl that you like, that really sings to you. Have it go off every 15 minutes. And when you do, don't go, oh yeah, that's my reminder to breathe. I'm so good. I have a reminder to breathe. Let me just keep not breathing. No, actually fucking breathe. And here's the other thing. Don't just have the reminder go, oh, there's my reminder. Okay, back to no, actually like go back to return to the breath. Let that become second nature until you realize it's actually your first nature. Okay, so testimonial. Share a link with me. I will thank you. And I know that the other people who see it will thank you for your heartfelt and honest, vulnerable expression. And I'll communicate with you guys over the next few days. I will be getting this. I did add the last session. I added it to the playlist at the beginning when you guys asked me to. I will start, as soon as this one converts, I'll upload it today. I love you. Infinite, unlimited beings. Namaste.